There is one more website which you can use for API testing. This is numbersapi.com. Okay, note down this numbersapi.com. And how to use this? Let's understand now. So they have different resources. One of the resources is math, another is trivia, and another is date. What it does is it shows you some detail about a number. So for example, if you hit numbersapi.com/5/math, it will say you something about number 5. So it's saying 5 is the number of platonic solids, something like that. And if you say slash trivia/42, it will show you some trivia detail about 42. If you want to get historical detail about a date, that is possible, right? So for example, so they will give you some example also, right? So it's saying that, so their URL structure is this. Let me copy this and I'll show you this. So this is kind of user manual. So what they're saying is, this page has been shared more or less than this. Okay, I'm deleting this. API reference. Okay, so their URL structure is this. You have to hit http numbersapi.com, then some number and the type. Type is something. There are three things as a type. So what they're saying is, when you use say type, you can use either trivia, math, or and date or year. Okay, and the default is trivia. If you will not provide anything, it will consider as a trivia detail. Okay, let's try this. And number should be an integer. And if you use random, it will generate detail for a random number. And when you are using year, then at the place of number, you have to provide the numbers in month day format. It's like this. So I'll show you simple example. Let's create a new collection. So here you have collection option, right? I can create a new collection and I can give the collection name is numbers API check, something like this. Okay. And in that, I want to create request. So I can click here and say add request. And I'll create a request. So my request is trivia. Let's say I want to check trivia details. And as per their API, what they say is you can use in this format. So I'll go here and I will say numbers type. So here, if I'll say 19 and type is TRIVIA, trivia, and I'll hit send. So it is saying 19 is the number of years in 235 lunations. So don't worry about what it is showing you, right? But it is some kind of trivia detail. So if I'll change it to 100 and if I'll send it, it's showing 100 is the minimum distance in yards for a part 3 or a golf course, something like that. If I make it 101, I'm getting this detail. 101 is just this. Fine. So it is again a testing for your testing. You can use this thing. And if you want to use date, you can say here date, but then you have to provide a date. So let's say 12/23. So 23rd December. What has happened? So it's saying December 23 is the day in 1793 that some battle happened. Okay. If I make it 12/25, which is a Christmas day. Okay, some happened on that day. If I'll click again, it will, it may show you some other detail also for this date, what happened, right? Now you may be thinking why people will make this kind of APIs, right? Let's understand that. I'll give you very simple example. Though we have talked about flight detail, a lot of other details, right? So you must have seen in the newspaper, right? What happened on this day in history? Something like that, right? It comes if you are reading newspaper, it happens. Or in some news websites also, you will see this column. Now, there are a lot of things like this. This is just one example. Another example may be uh, weather in your city, correct? Or gold rate today, gold rate today, or what was the gold rate yesterday, right? In the newspaper. And there may be some other details like in sports, whatever happened, right? Sports news. So what do you think that this news website, are they having their own database daily to update all these things? See, they have thousands of news, correct? They have to put a lot of things in their website. Do you think they are actually, there is a department in their newspaper, um, and they check the gold rate from the market, and then they print those gold rate in their website. They put some HTML code to put the gold rate daily? No, it's not like that. Okay, let's understand. I have a newspaper website. Let's say um, test news or dailynews.com. Let's say I have a website, dailynews.com, and I generally provide the news in my website related to what has happened yesterday or what is going on, right? Current affairs, all those things. But uh, gold rate, what was the gold rate yesterday? This is not my primary task. As a news, my work is related to current affairs, right? Or put the advertisements, those details. Gold rate, what was the gold rate? This is not my primary task. This is not my primary business, right? As a news provider, what I should do is I should call another API. So what dailynews.com, what they will do is they will call some other service provider who is keeping a track of gold rate, right? So probably they have golddunia.com, something like this, and slash when you pass the date, let's say yesterday date was 11/15, 11 month, and 15 is the day and 2022. So what dailynews.com will do, through their code, right, they will call this one, and whatever they will get as a response, they show it. So they get the response, and this response they will show in their column. It's like this. They don't have to do anything. And in return, dailynews.com has to pay something to golddunia.com. Okay, it's like this. So that you will get the detail daily on your news website. Same is the case with the sports news, right? See, there are thousands of things happening. Do you think every newspaper is taking a note of what is happening in Argentina football team, who is doing what, right? They actually use the details provided by other APIs, and they use it based, they make their own use, the UI, how it will look like, right? Look and feel, they will change it. In the same way, let's assume this numbers API, right? What they do is, if you pass the date, they will give you the historical data that this day, on this day, this year, this thing happened, right? It's like this. So what you can do is you can call this in your code. So I'm talking about the development perspective. I'm not talking in API testing perspective as of now. I'm telling you because you will understand why people are using APIs, right? Because I don't want to go to golddunia.com to check what is the rate, right? I want to get that detail in my dailynews.com, really. So I'll call their APIs without opening their user interface, and I'll get it as a response. I'll show in my own website. It's like this. So in the same way, you may have seen the astrology, weather detail. Those kind of details are getting it from some other APIs. Okay, it's like this. So you can play around with this API to get the detail. Again, they have option. They have proper documentation that what are the things you can do. So they said that you can do get. I'm checking if they have provided anything else. So no, there is only get available. I think you cannot do put post in numbers API. It is just get only. Okay. And they have given some detail about for the developers, basically, that what are the things you can do if you want to use our APIs, what you have to do. It's like this. But for us, it's very simple. I have to simply call it by this, or let's create one more. So numbers API. Here, I want to get a math detail about number 10. I can say send. At the same time, 10 is a composite number. Its proper division being 1 to 5. Divisor says this. Okay, great. And this is called path parameter. I can parameterize it, right? So what, instead of putting 10, you can say colon. You can say colon n. And here you can pass the value. So I can say 23. And I'll hit enter, send. Okay. So today we are learning a new thing. When you see anything which is variable, which you can change on the URL, I'm repeating. When you see anything which you can see, this is fixed URL. Every time you have to put numbersapi.com, but this number can change, correct? So what I can do, I can say colon. So this will be path parameter. Okay. So path parameter starts, if you want to put it, you have to put it like colon n. Okay. Colon n, you can give any, it's not just n. You can have num or XYZ, right? Anything you can put. I'm just using n. And math is the, they have provided that you can hit this resource. It's like this. If I change the value, let's say 45, and I'll hit it, it is showing me 45 is the 6th positive integer with a prime factorization. A lot of things, right? About mathematical detail about 45. It's like this. How cool it is, because you don't have to, you may do some mistake on, when you touch here, right? It's better to parameterize it, and then you change the value here and test whether it is working. So let's say as an API test engineer, somebody will give you that, hey, check this API. So what you will do, you will try to parameterize as much as possible and play around here. You change the value. So let's say we'll put whether it is possible to put these big number. So it's saying that is an uninteresting number. So basically what they have done is whenever you put some big number, right, their common response is this is an unremarkable or uninteresting, those kind of details. Whereas once you will put small numbers like let's say 300 and I hit send, it is showing me 300 is the largest possible score in bowling. I don't know what it is. Okay, bowling. Okay, it's saying that this is the largest possible score. Great. Fine. So this is path parameter. You can set the path parameter. Here it is written math. I can change it to uh, R. I will say colon R. And instead of R here, see here, it is creating this params. I can say trivia. Okay. And I'll say send. So when I saying R is equals to trivia, it will show me the trivia detail for that. 300 is the number of different beverages the Coca-Cola company offers. If I'll say math here, M-A-T-H, it will show me the math detail about number 300. Okay. That's it, guys, for today.